Purification, how this looks like. It can go on two different various ways. You can assign yourself to the environments like Buddhists, Christians, as a Muslim, and take part actively in their activities like feed the poor, fast, pray regularly, and so on. And as well, it can go that you will be enduring the journey on your own. But it actually, purification depends from that existence give you that wisdom, consciousness, that spark inside, so you will become aware inside, aware of those processes, and are aware that change is going on. And you don't really want to be on those wrong ways of life anymore. That understanding have to come to the mind. And together with this, that process will start rolling on and on and on. Perhaps for years, perhaps through entire life, to just squeeze out of you all this corruption. And this is not easy process. This is the hardest process you can ever endure. Because all what was accumulated in you have to be released, have to be transformed in that Ruh heart center, in that inner dimension. You basically will be stretched in, stretched out hundreds of times to just release what is accumulated. Like that experience from a few days ago, which I said about it in previous video about two sisters I met on petrol station. When one of them been very aggressive, very angry on another one for really no reason. People stay there, people observe that, hear that. One was completely like unconscious behavior, attacking the other sister. Other sister really didn't knew how to respond to that, and that another one even abused cashier, lady behind the counter. And when them both back to car and I go back to car, I look on the side of the window, look at that sister which was really angry, and only my look at her and wave her caused her aggression, so she jumped out the car on me, started swearing at me, and if she could definitely fight me, but she could not, because I seen many of those faces. So in a way I can counter this, I can face that. Perhaps it will gonna help that person or whatever it was in her, like somebody before helped me the same way. But what I want to say about this experience, this is kind of experience of purification. You need to look into some entities, into some angry behavior perhaps which was also in you or is in you. You're gonna face those on your ways. This is inevitable that it will be given to you, that experience. But what's happening quite often after that experience, when you do it, there is like something is chucked on you, some kind of energetic blow, negative energy quite often. If you have that space inside that we may call a positive energy or peace, you can take that blow on your shield. But what happened in that specific occasion, when that lady thrown that at me and I seen and I felt this, that was very angry. Perhaps part of it was hidden from me, because existence behaving this way, when it's purifying us, when it's clearing that space, it's also hiding those things from us. Otherwise we could not be able to bear them if we could see what is behind. So that lady chucked on me that dirt, and I just simply look at her, into her eyes, and I smiled and I said to her, be kind to your sister, with quite force from inside, positive force. And what happened in this moment, she'd been like backed up to her car. Something in her been scared of me because I reacted peacefully. But when I moved from that place with my family members, because there was children inside and there was my wife, ex-wife there. When I moved, I went around 30 meters of that petrol station. Just after that, maybe that was half a minute after, I suddenly felt like such an energetic blow inside that it's almost snapped me in half. My back and stomach in the front and in the back, I felt like I'm snapped, like someone broke my spine. That was energetic blow. And that energy accumulated there. That happened for about half minute. I thought I have broken spine. And I could almost not breathe after that experience. And just after 30 seconds, this been released. And I suddenly felt relief, great relief, like something nasty abandoned me. That's how this looks like. And I tell about other variation of those. Sometimes you are so squeezed, so stretched in, stretched out, that those things simply on its own account want to go out of you. So there is right time. This is like volcano full of magma, which needs to be released. And it don't depend really from environment, what you do, actually. If you are monk, if you are imam, if you are priest, it will happen for everyone equally if you are on that road. So since few days, really, I started to feel very unwell. Mentally, physically, I experienced some pain in the stomach and very heavy anxiety. And you don't want to do anything in those moments, anything, and be associated with any people, because you see simply like you becoming unstable. Your behavior, your way, how you talking, how you walking. And this is the moment when simply those things want to release itself. You may be witness of that you're not very kind, not very nice. But quite often there is no other solution like to go through it. And you may try pray, you may try this. Prayer is a very great method. When you catch yourself on those, you go into prayer, or you get fast, or you find some activity which will simply instill your heart inside, because it is about instilling your heart, so that anger, accumulated anger and unstable behavior is transformed inside, transformed into peace, because this is how it is. But this is so uneasy process that everything can really happen in that moment, because you got those entities inside, those things inside, and they want to scream in you at that moment, because they know they are about to die in you. They are about to be erased. So before it is erased, it is fighting for its survival. So what existence does, it will simply so shrink you, so squeeze you. You will be like in agony, in pain. Sometimes you may lay to the bed and just shrink to like embryo. And what only you can do, you just have to feel your pain. Feel your anxiety, anger, just feel it deeply inside. Relax as much as possible and feel all of that. So it can be transformed, it can be released. And there is no really strong in this. Some people even landing in those occasions in hospitals, because something in them need to be released. the truth about transformation, about purification. You don't have to be even in an environment. This is not naturally process. It will happen to every one of us at some point of time. Sometimes we ask for it. Sometimes it happens naturally, that simply things will start to change in us. That anger, that accumulation of emotions, of senses, will need to be released at some point of time. This is a natural process. And there is no way to run away from it. It may happen for a very long time, because for a very long time we keep accumulating those things inside. And when there's huge accumulation and pressure in the mind, you simply become like unstable person. You simply become like on autopilot. You become unconscious. You're doing nasty things to people, to others, without even knowing that. You're abusing them, you swearing at them, you're doing really stupid things. Like Jesus said, forgive them, they don't know what they're doing. They accumulated that heavy stuff inside, and they keep adding to those. So we see in this world, criminals see lots of bad behaviors. We see those wars, we see all those nasty things. There's a lack of connection to right peace in us, right love in us. That's simply indicator of that. But when we ask in our hearts honestly, an existence may switch that in. And when existence switch that in, you will be on that road, and you will taste or your madness or your insanity. You will be witness to that on that road of coming back. Salam alaikum.